grew up in a very strict, legalistic, demanding, overbearing situation that at a very early age created some insecurities, some self-esteem issues. I had a strong desire to fit in certain circles as a kid. I turned to drugs and alcohol to fit in. God had blessed me with a lot of tools in my personality, in the way I communicate with people, the way I handle situations, but unfortunately, I use those tools as weapons. As I progressed through this profession, I met a lady who I felt was my soulmate. And now, even advancing professionally, the walls of my world were starting to crumble in. As my addiction kept advancing and kept progressing, I found my way to crack cocaine. I had wrecked my family emotionally, mentally, financially. There was no spirituality in our family at all. So I came home one morning after working that night and walked in the house and had discovered that my wife had taken my two sons and had moved out. And I told myself that day, and I called my wife that day and said, "I'm done. I'll never use again. Just please come home." And I remember her words distinctly. "No, David, you just take care of yourself and we'll see what happens."
At that point, I just decided it got so bad when we were losing our home that I had to just leave and give the kids just to be able to give the kids some kind of life. I just knew that I had to leave.
Lost the house, lost everything. I went on about a 4.5-year journey of living with different friends, manipulating different friends, sleeping on couches, sleeping in basements. I had created a situation where not only was I ashamed of myself, but my children were ashamed of me. My family were ashamed of me. Didn't have a lot to do with me. My daughter at this time had married and been married a few years, and I had two beautiful granddaughters that I didn't have a lot to do with. And all that was just weighing me down.
There were times that I kind of thought, I'm going to get the phone call that he's in jail or he's dead.
And at that moment, for the first time in my life, I decided that it would just be better if I didn't live anymore. That night I went and back to that same place I always went to and just filled up my hands with as much drugs as I could, planning on doing all of them that night with the hopes that I didn't wake up the next morning. What I found was God had another plan, because I finally woke up out of that deep, dark sleep. And when I woke up, I still had the shame and the guilt. I still had the helplessness and the hopelessness, but I decided to get help. They suggested after I completed treatment was to go to Alr Sober Life. I am here today because I took the suggestion to leave treatment and come to Alr Sober Life. They coached me through the process. They held my hand, so to speak. I got relief. I started to gain a little more hope and a little more trust that this process could work for me. And as it sits today, I'm now the director of Alr Sober Life and the director of admissions and assessments for all 4 of our facilities. 1 year ago, my marriage was restored with my wife. After 9 years of divorce, God saw fit to bring us back together. My relationship with my kids and my 2 granddaughters is absolutely amazing. When they look at me, They do not see the struggling, helpless, hopeless drug addict. What they see is the spiritual leader of their family. When you're wanting a different way to live, when you're searching for another solution besides drugs and alcohol, please give us a call. My number is 205-253-8871. You can call me anytime.